Hello, fellow magicians. Welcome to another episode of Magician's Academy, the place where we study some awesome duels and learn some important tips and tricks for your dark magician strategy. Today's lesson is chain blocking. So, with his hand, we could do the combi combo. Do you know it? It consists in a 2-card combo to set up Magician's Combination, which is a continuous trap card that allows us to negate an opponent's effect once per turn. We only need Rod and Souls. Let me show you how to do it. It's important to say that if you have spells or traps in your hand that are not useful right now, it's better to dump them for Soul's Effect and Chaining Soul Servant to get combination. That way you fix your hand a little bit. That's one of the reasons I'm preferring board breakers over hand traps in the current format. Besides being more impactful than hand traps, if you are going first, you could use them to draw cards with souls. And in case you don't have any spells or traps to dump, just stack and draw a combination with Soul Servant after you have Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl on the field and graveyard. Here I made a mistake. Since I only have one negation this turn, I have to use it in the most impactful way possible. In this case, I know that Purrely is a deck that consists in XYZ monsters, so I want to negate the effect that allows my opponent to XY summon a monster. The problem is that Purrely decks have two major ways of doing this. Those are these two monsters, Purrely and Purrely, or like I like to call them, the pink and purple cats. So I only have one negation and my opponent has two monsters. Which one do I negate? The correct answer is the purple cat, because the purple one's effect is a hard once per turn effect. Meanwhile, the pink one is not. Sadly, I chose the wrong one to negate. But now you know, if you have only one negation, generally it's better to use it in the purple cat. This is the main lesson right here. My opponent has the intention to finish the duel by using Purrely Happiness, a monster that can attack several times besides other effects like increasing its attack depending on the Purrely quick play spells it has attached. Since this monster has Happy Memory attached, it has an extra attack, so a total of 2 attacks. Also, Verta cannot be destroyed by battle until the end of the turn thanks to the effect of Delicious Memory at the start of the turn. So, the idea is that my opponent is going to attack Verte with Purrely Happiness several times. After each attack, his monster is capable of searching another purely quick play spell. activate it, and then attached it to it, gaining more effects and repeating the process. The main targets to search are more copies of Happy Memory so it can attack more times and more copies of Delicious Memory so it can boost its attack. That way, my opponent is going to reduce my life points to 0 if I don't do anything about it. So, what can I do about it? Well, I'll chain block my opponent. You see, Purrely happiness needs to directly respond to the activation of a purely quick play spell to be able to attach said spell to it, since its effect states the word when. If something else happens immediately after the activation of the purely quick play spell, a purely happiness will miss timing. This means that if I activate anything after my opponent's purely quick play spell, I'll be chain blocking my opponent and causing him to miss the timing. Therefore, Purrely happiness won't be able to attach the spells and continue with the combo. This is my only way to avoid losing this duel. See? Since I'm chain blocking his effects, he cannot trigger his monster's effect to attach the spell and gain more effects. Since I have one Dark Magician and one Dark Magician Girl, and both of them are on my field, I cannot activate Magikuribo's effect, so I don't have any more activations to chain block my opponent. But at least we bought us another turn. Expert-Memoir is what we call a tower. An unaffected monster with high stats. Normally you have to attack over them. Besides that, it can return cards on my field to my deck by targeting them first. So, I need something that can't be targeted and can attack over this monster. Are you thinking the same thing as me? Exactly. Avramax. My opponent could have interrupted my link climbing in any moment. But since Noir effects are limited, he didn't want to waste it in weak monsters as the ones I have right now. So, my opponent is not seeing the threat yet. Once I summon Avramax, he is going to panic and trigger everything he can. But it would be already too late. Well, apparently that was all my opponent needed to see to surrender. I hope you liked today's lesson and that you put to practice what you've learned. Glad to see you again, and until next time.